Once again, the next stop is Stanleyville, closest to Tigris and many other attractions, eateries and shops along the way. For your safety, remain seated at all times. Para su seguridad, por favor, manténgase sentados a todo momento. And that is the signal from our station master. We are ready to head out of here. And the engineers have returned the favor. Remain seated, please, for your safety. Thank you. All right, everybody, let's put a big hand in the air, wave it over to the right-hand side to our hard-working station master. Her name is Kathy. Everybody say goodbye, Kathy. I don't think she could hear you. She still must be half asleep. I say goodbye, Kathy. Kathy is one of the hard-working station masters here at Busch Gardens, getting you on and off the train safely here at Nairobi. Off to the right are the African penguins. Unlike their Antarctic counterparts, African penguins aren't used to the warm, sunny temperatures of Florida. Just off to the left is Cheetah Hunt, takes up to 60 miles an hour for 3 launches, 1 part-line roll, and well over 3/4 of a mile of track, making the longest coaster in the park, the 3rd longest in the state of Florida. Just above us is the Sky Ride, takes you 50 feet up for a scenic bird's-eye view of Busch Gardens. Two entrance stations, one here at Cheetah Hunt Plaza, and the other at Stanleyville. Coming up to the left is the edge of Africa. Just past the brush over here, it's a true hidden gem of the park. That is where you can encounter lions, hyenas, hippos, and meerkats in a 16-acre self-guided walking tour. So you can go at your own pace. Coming up to the right, the Serengeti Overlook Restaurant. Serengeti Overlook has for lunch and early dinner, chicken fingers, pizza, and sandwiches at their quick service counter. There is also a full service bar for those of age. We are now heading into the ancient civilization of Egypt over 2 roller coasters. First one is Cobra's Curse. Cobra's Curse takes riders up a 70-foot elevator where they come face to face with the head of the Snake King. Then it's forwards, backwards, and spinning all across this archaeological dig site. Cobra's Curse is a family roller coaster, being a perfect middle ground between kiddie and pure thrill. If you're just looking for pure thrill, look no further than Montu, that blue and yellow roller coaster with the inverted track. Montu takes riders up a 150-foot lift hill before plunging them at 65 miles per hour top speed. He likes to go 5 miles per hour beyond. Then he goes upside down 7 times. Named after the Egyptian god of war, Montu is consistently ranked among the top inverted coasters in the southeastern United States. We are just about to head into the Serengeti Plain. The animals out here are wild and free roaming, and they do have the right of way in front of the train. Now, because of this and for your safety, we do ask that you please stay seated at all times, keeping all body parts, hands, arms, feet, legs, heads, children, and loose articles inside of the train. Feel free to get your cameras ready for some photo and video opportunities, but do so from a seated position only. Thank you. Coming up to the left, just atop the hill, you'll see some eland antelopes. These large tan antelopes over here are the largest of the African antelope. And they are known to jump 10 feet high from a near standstill position. Coming up to the left, you'll see some articulated giraffes towering off in the distance. A group of giraffes is called a tower, appropriate because they can tower up to 18 feet in height. They do everything standing up, from eating, sleeping, and even giving birth. First thing a baby giraffe experiences in their lives is 6-foot drop to the ground. Not as much as our tallest ride falcon's very, but still a thrilling way to start your life. Within minutes, the baby giraffe can get up onto its little hooves to join the rest of the herd. Giraffes can also see in full living technicolor and a 360-degree field of vision. And giraffes have the same amount of vertebrae in their necks that we do in ours, 7. Off to the left is a truck from the Serengeti Safari. That is where you can get up close and personal with the animals that you can't see a giraffe. It's available for an extra charge at the Serengeti Outpost just outside the Nairobi train station. Also on the left, 8-axe antelopes. 8-axe antelopes are highly critically endangered, and about 300 individuals left in the wild. Thankfully, many zoos like ours are keeping them alive for future generations to be inspired. We're now heading on to the northern end of the Serengeti belt, so keep your eyes peeled and your cameras at the ready. Coming up to the left, just past the watering hole up here, you'll find some Grant's zebras. Grant's zebras are the most iconic of the zebra family, as the stripes go all the way around their bodies. Each individual stripe pattern among zebras is unique, just like our fingerprints are among us. You may have to come to a slowdown or even a stop as the stable antelopes are crossing, so please remain seated at all times, keeping all body parts inside the train. Para su seguridad, por favor, manténganse sentados a todo momento. To the left, those animals that just crossed are sable antelopes, just atop the hill over there. Sable antelope herds are female-led. That is because most of the males are exiled at age 3. And just this past November, a new member of the sable antelope family was born, so see if you can spot the baby. He's actually grown up so fast over these past few months, and has even started seeing some horn growth. Off of that sandy patch to the left, you're going to see some dark gray shaggy animals called wildebeests, also known as white bearded gnu. Wildebeest can form herds up to 1 million strong, and when they travel, they can create a dust cloud so large it can be seen from the International Space Station. Off to the left, some small tan animals with a black racing stripe. These are Grant's gazelles. Grant's gazelles are excellent runners and jumpers, and can even jump on a zigzag formation while running to distract their predators. Some more Grant zebras off to the left. Another fun fact about zebras, it's not all black and white with zebras. They're very, very light gray with a very, very dark gray. Remain seated, please, for your safety. Para su seguridad, por favor, manténgase sentados a todo momento. No more changing of seats. Thank you. Off to the left, you may see some gray animals with a white ring around their rumps. Over a bit far from here, those are the fossil water buck. Despite their name, water bucks are non-aquatic animals. However, they are known to huddle around large bodies of water when in danger. Just on the left past the hill, you will see a greater kudu. They're known as the most handsome of the African antelopes and have very excellent and sensitive hearing. On the left, that bird over there is a marabou stork. Marabou storks are known as the garbage men of the Serengeti, as they can and will eat anything, alive or dead. Get it? Wave? I'll be here all week. You and 11 buddies can get into a circular-shaped raft and dodge the rapidly waterfalls. On this white water adventure, you will get wet, possibly even soaked. Entering Jungala, one of the largest expansions in Busch Gardens' 61-year history. Off to the right, the Congo antelopes. Congo antelopes are known as the ghosts of the forest because they were once believed to be extinct up until they were rediscovered in the 1950s in Kenya. Jungala is also home to Bengal tigers, orangutans, kittens, the wild surge miniature crocodile ride, and climbing features and water play areas for kids. Up to the left-hand side is the Zambi Smokehouse. At the Zambi Smokehouse, you can dine on barbecue ribs, chicken, pulled pork, and beef brisket, along with many other items to complete your meal. The Zambi Smokehouse proudly participates in the all-day dining deal. We are just about to head into the Stanleyville train station. This station is the closest to our newest roller coaster, Tigress, as well as the Log Flume and the Smokehouse and the Sunrise Station. It is also a short walk from Jungala, Congo, Sesame Street Safari of Fun, Bird Gardens, and Walkabout Way. Thank you very much for joining us on board Serengeti Express. My name is Jorge. It has been a pleasure for me to be your conductor and tour guide around Busch Gardens. Now we do ask, as we pull into the station, that you stay seated until we have come to a full and complete stop in the station. I will let you know when it is safe to exit to the platform side and the platform side only. Thank you. Stay seated, please. Stay seated, please. We are still rolling. Remain seated, please. Por favor, manténganse sentados. On the next leg of our journey, you can stay on board for the southern portion of the Serengeti Belt as we head out there. If you look over to the right, you can see cheetah hunts. Cheetah hunt takes you up to 60 miles an hour with 3 launches, 1 part-line roll, and a rampaging river. There's well over 3/4 of a mile of track on cheetah hunt, making it the longest coaster in the park, and the 3rd longest in the state of Florida. Coming up to the left, you may see some light brown antelope with tan stripes. These are Nyala antelopes. Nyala antelope are what are known as sexually dimorphic animals, meaning the males and females look distinctly different. These are all female Nyala antelopes. The males all have horns on the tops of their heads and distinct facial markings too. If you look over to the right-hand side as you pass on your cheetah hunt, you may notice the Asian elephants, some of the largest land animals in the world. There's also the Animal Care Center where you can take a look at the veterinary practices of Busch Gardens. Dippinauts, the ice cream of the future. Serengeti Outpost, where you can book your Serengeti Safari Tour and other up-close animal encounters. And the Kenya Canteen, where you can munch on funnel cakes, turkey legs, and other sweet and savory treats. Thank you very much for joining us on board the Serengeti Express. My name is Jorge, and it's been a pleasure to be your conductor and tour guide for this adventure. Now, we do ask that everyone remain seated until we have come to a full and complete stop at the station. I will let you know when it is safe to stand up and exit to the platform side only. Thank you for joining us once again, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your day here at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. Remain seated, please. Remain seated, please. Por favor, manténganse sentados. Por favor, manténganse sentados. Remain seated, please. We are still rolling. We're about to head out of here. See you soon. If you look off to the left-hand side, let's put a big hand in the air, wave over to the left, and say goodbye to our hard-working station master, Ricardo. Everybody say goodbye, Ricardo. I'm sorry, I don't think he could hear you. Say goodbye, Ricardo. Bye, Ricardo. Ricardo is one of the hard-working station masters here at Busch Gardens, getting on and off the train safely here at the Stanleyville station. There's also Russell right up front. Say goodbye, Russell.
Bye, Russell.
The roller coaster we are traveling under is called SheiKra. Unfortunately, SheiKra is currently closed for its annual maintenance, but will return on Saturday, the 18th. If you look over to the right-hand side, just above the fence line where we stay seated, you can look at construction on Iron Gwazi. Iron Gwazi will be Busch Gardens' biggest and baddest roller coaster when it opens up this upcoming spring. It's going to take you up 206 feet, plunging 91 degrees beyond vertical drop, go upside down 3 times at a max speed of 76 miles per hour. Who's excited to ride Iron Gwazi when it opens up this upcoming spring? is Antopia, the heart of Busch Gardens. Starting off with the Scorpion roller coaster, it takes through many twists and turns, including a vertical loop. Just beyond that is Falcon's Fury, North America's tallest freestanding drop tower, 335 feet. The world's first feature, the seats tilt 90 degrees straight down before they plummet at 60 miles an hour. Also over there is the Twisted Tales Pretzel Shop, where you can get a bacon pretzel fury and other treats. Coming up to the left, back in Stanleyville, the Stanleyville Log Flume Ride. Takes you through 2 splashdown drops. You will get wet, possibly even soaked. Coming up to the right is the Pantopia Theater, home of the show Critters in Charge. That is in with 2 ends because the rescue animal stars are trying to run a hotel with their zany antics. We have one more show time for Critters in Charge today, and that is at 3 p.m. Be sure to get to the theater about a half hour early for the best seats. Coming up to the left is the Kumba roller coaster. Kumba in an African dialect means roar. Roar she does. Kumba takes riders up a 143-foot lift hill, climbs down 60 miles an hour, and goes upside down 7 times. And that distinct roar is caused by a very hollow spine within the track. If you see any Busch Gardens ambassadors on either side of the train out here on the service road, be sure to give them a big wave. They really appreciate it. Busch Gardens ambassadors are the people here who work extra hard to make your day memorable. We are just about to head into the Serengeti Plain where the animals are wild and free roaming. Because of this, we do ask for your safety to remain seated at all times, keeping all body parts inside of the train. Feel free to get your cameras ready for some photo and video opportunities, but do so from a seated position only. Thank you. Coming up to the right, some wattle cranes. Wattle cranes are some of the most vulnerable species in Africa. There's only about 7,700 individuals left in the wild. Habitat loss is their #1 threat as they mainly rely on the wetlands of Africa. Remain seated, please, for your safety. Para su seguridad, por favor, manténgase sentados a todo momento. Coming up to the left, a crash of white rhinoceros just lounging over there in the shade. White rhinos can weigh to 6,000 pounds apiece. Despite their massive size, they can charge up to 35 miles an hour and turn on a dime with 20 feet, making them some of the most agile animals out here on the Serengeti Plain. On the left, you're going to see in the distance, past the watering hole, you may see a gray and white bird called a marabou stork. Marabou storks are known as the garbage men of the Serengeti as they can and will eat anything alive or dead. Over to the left on that island over there, you'll see a black rhinoceros. Black rhinos can weigh to 3,000 pounds, about half the size of a white rhinoceros. Coming up to the left, you will find the southern end of the Serengeti Plain.